I just had a quiz. I had my final quiz for my biochemistry lab. I came straight from the gym, didn't have time to shower, got straight into doing my quiz. Absolutely nailed it, I think. It's October, which means that fall season is officially here. September for me is still half summer because usually it's so warm that you cannot really call it autumn. Also, a lot of people are still on vacation. It just doesn't fully feel like fall. But October is 100% fall, and it is the perfect moment for a reset. Whenever October starts, I always feel like, okay, these are the last 3 months of the year, and it's such a perfect opportunity to restart, regain your focus, and just focus on your goals and what you wanted to do this year before New Year comes around, because it's crazy to think that in only 3 months, it's 2024. But good news, in 3 months you can do so much. If you're focused, if you know what you want to do, and if you have the right systems in place that will allow you to achieve those goals. I already know that I want my last 3 months of the year to be really productive, really focused, to not have a lot of excuses. I think it's really the work hard, play hard vibe. I've never done one of these reset videos except for the New Year reset, but this is something I try to do every month, every couple of months. It's really nice to take a look at your life basically and figure out your priorities. See what you should do, what you should stop doing, that kind of stuff. And you don't have to do it every single month. You don't have to do it on the first day of the month. Do it whenever you have a little bit of time. It can be in the middle of the month. It's just good to take a break, take a step back, look at what's happening, just to get some perspective. That's the word. First things first, with any reset is reflection. So looking back at the past month or the past months, looking at the goals you set for yourself and just evaluating how that went. Thinking about why something maybe went wrong, why you didn't achieve some goals. Think about how you feel about not achieving those goals, and also look back at what your motivation for even setting up those goals was in the first place. I think reflection is best done for journaling. Also, talking to other people helps. It's just really good to take a moment and be completely honest with yourself and just to think back on how your life went the last few months, what daily habits you had back then, what daily habits you have now. And if, let's say, you have less healthy habits now than you had a month ago, that's okay, that's all right. It's just important to notice that and then to think of why did that happen? For instance, for me, I stopped going to the gym that often. So now I need to think of why that happened. Is it just not a priority anymore? Or did I just make excuses? Or did I overplan or just have goals that are impossible to reach? Like, what is the reason behind it? It's so important to figure out what went right, what went wrong, so that then when you set the goals for the new month, you know how to do it better. Oftentimes when I look back, I realize that I am nowhere close to reaching my goals. And while it's often very humbling, also kind of sad to realize that, it's just really important to be honest with yourself so that then you can improve. Because that's the whole point of this. We don't want perfection. We want improvement, slow improvement, gradual improvement over times. I didn't have very clear September goals. My ongoing goals were always to keep working out, which I didn't really do. But there were so many nice moments in September and August as well. I traveled a lot. I got to spend a lot of time with the people I love, which is amazing, and it's something I really appreciate. And it's fine that I didn't go to the gym that often. However, I want to get back on track with my normal gym schedule of going to the gym 4 to 5 times a week in the next few months. Also, I got my grade for my bachelor thesis, my final dissertation, which was really exciting. It was such a huge moment for me. I spent multiple months researching and writing this paper, and it was a huge moment. I got a really good grade and I was so happy. And it's just a big milestone because it's a step that helps you finish your degree. So that was really exciting and one of these things that I've been kind of dreading for the last 2 years. I also had a biochemistry lab, which I saw the grade today. It's a good grade. I might even get a better grade once I get my last assignment graded. Academically, university-wise, it's been a good month, a good couple of months, and I'm this close to finishing my degree. I also had social media goals which I didn't quite reach, and the problem is that I was so focused on metrics, on how many views I would get and how many likes something would get, and I focused too much on that. My goals were to have well-performing videos, both on YouTube and also Instagram and TikTok. But the last few days I reread The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, and this book just reminded me once again that it is really not good to set goals that are not based on your performance. Let me explain for a second. If I set a goal, I want to have X amount of followers by the end of the month, then yes, of course, people are not gonna follow unless I put out good quality content. But at the same time, I don't have 100% control if people follow me or they don't. I only have control of how good the video is, if it helps people, if it brings some value to them, if it entertains them. And so I want to completely throw out number goals and just focus on making good, high quality videos that inspire people, that motivate people, that help people in some way, and that I also enjoy doing. So if you want to show some support, definitely consider subscribing. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I also post a lot of short form content there, and the content is just gonna get better. That's the goal. Just improvement. Now it's time to set the new goals for the new month. And I'm so excited. I got a life planner. This was such a good find. It also had no price tag and I was confused. It ended up being €5. I think I manifested it. I'm gonna plan my goals for the next month, but also for the next 3 months. For the next 3 months, I will plan them a bit more broad. For the next month, I can be a little bit more specific. And again, I'm focusing on not setting any goals that I don't have control over. So to go back to the previous example, I still want to grow my YouTube channel, but instead of saying I want to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of the month, I'm gonna say I want to upload 6 high quality, engaging and valuable videos that I am proud of, that I think are good videos and that I have worked hard for, and I'm just proud of how they turned out, because that is something that I do have control over. And for October, I will also be more specific and I will plan out when I want to upload those videos and what those videos are gonna be. You absolutely do not need a planner. You can do this with a Word document, a plain white piece of paper. There are so many options. Just use what works best for you and what you like the most. I am really in the vibe of writing on paper. There's something about writing on paper that I really like right now. What I also think is such a good idea to do, and also important to do as well, because it's gonna help you in the long term, is to actually break down your goals into steps, into things you can do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis to get closer to those goals. I will actually plan out when will I film certain videos, and I will also time block times for editing in my calendar. This allows me to know and make sure that I actually have time and I know exactly how to execute this goal. You just need an action plan, because otherwise you have this big goal that you're not gonna get any closer to achieving because you don't know how to work towards it on a daily basis. Honestly, these little steps that you can do daily or weekly are the most important part, and those are the things that are actually gonna help you reach your goals. Next step is to do a vision board. For that, I first go onto Pinterest and I think about the different aspects that I want to be represented in this vision board. For instance, fitness, like gym, also fashion, also just fall vibes, as well as studying. And I'll just type in these things and then aesthetic, like gym, aesthetic, and I will pick out whatever feels like it represents me and my character and my aesthetic, and I'll just collect them in a board. It's super easy. You can then also get more ideas based on the things you already saved. And then it's time to actually create a vision board that really just shows all of these different aspects. I've already created a 2023 vision board, and I'm just gonna do something similar that I can set as my background on my laptop, my tablet, all of that. Maybe even print it out. I'll have to figure that out because I do not own a printer. I just want to put it somewhere where I'll see it, and that's the best thing I can tell you. Like, have a vision board in places that are very visible and that you're gonna see very often, so that you get a little bit of inspiration every single time you see that. I took a little break and made myself a pumpkin spiced latte, but I made it iced because it's warm outside. It is oddly warm. Like, why? What is happening? It's time to finish the vision board and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. One of the last planning organizational type of things is going to be actually inputting all the things in my calendar. I want to edit every day for 2 hours or something like that. I'm actually gonna time block that time in the calendar. And I will also go to my uni courses that I'm taking this semester. I'm only taking a few classes because I'm finishing my studies. I'm doing a few extra classes for my minor, basically. It's a whole story, but now I will check the schedule for those classes and input it into my Google Calendar and also write it out on paper, because I do like having multiple calendars. I like having paper planners like this calendar and the planner that I already showed you, but digital calendars are just a little bit more practical. So I know it's not efficient, but I like doing both. Why do I have a 6-hour class on a Saturday? This is not the aesthetic, chill planning that I imagined I would do. It starts at 8 a.m. Oh no, what did I sign up for? I think I said this like 3 times already. I am this close to finishing my degree and I have just a few exams that I need to take and one class that I actually need to be there in person. And this is this Saturday class. And my goal was to be an absolute academic weapon and study smart. And get all my exams done and then finish, get my diploma, yay. But seeing stuff like this is a little bit unmotivating. Just a tiny bit. talk about some favorites of this month for the past few months. For sure, I'm not the only one who used to love watching monthly favorites videos from like beauty and lifestyle creators. When I was growing up, these were the types of YouTubers that I would watch. I loved watching them. Also German YouTubers, like I remember binging Mrs. Bella's monthly favorites. That was such a slay, honestly. Those were good times. Let's get into the favorites. First of all, makeup, skincare. I bought this and I tried it and I hated it. It's called the Energy Boosting Tinted Moisturizer. It has SPF, which I love. It's perfect for summer, also autumn. And it's a tinted moisturizer with very light coverage, but it feels amazing and it just leaves the skin super glowy. And it matches your skin tone. Like they don't have multiple colors of this. It's just supposed to adapt to your skin tone. I don't know how that works, but it works. I am so pale all year round and I can never find a tinted moisturizer that works. They're always orange or way too dark. This is the only one that has worked for me. I am actually wearing it right now with a little bit of concealer on some spots. It really looks like you have foundation on. I haven't worn foundation in probably half a year because of this. I love it. Next, fashion. And I caved, okay? I had to. For years, I've been seeing these Skims dress dupes on TikTok and I resisted buying any of them, but then I saw this in a store, I tried it on and it's just so pretty. It's so hard to show. It's basically just a simple dress. It has a low back. I don't have any of the original Skims dresses, but this feels amazing. It's so comfortable. The only thing is, it's not see-through. However, the fabric is in a way that really shows everything that's underneath it. So you really need to be careful with what underwear you wear because it has to be seamless. And it has to really be seamless so that you don't see it. That's a bit tricky, you need to keep that in mind. But overall, amazing. Also the price, this was like 20 euros. It's from Pull & Bear. I'll link it down below. I'll link everything down below. For gym stuff, I am obsessed with the minimal bra and the bandeau bra from Gymshark. I have both of them in black. I cannot even show them because they're being washed. They're always being washed. Whenever they're being washed and I want to go to the gym, I literally don't know for what else to reach because those are my favorite bras and they just work with everything. The minimal sports bra is very low support, but it also shows your back, so it's perfect for back day to show off those back gains. Also for low impact days, like if you're doing Pilates or yoga or stuff like that. Perfect. And the bandeau bra is, I would say, medium support. For me, it's enough to run in it. I don't have any problems with that. And it's perfect for any type of higher impact activities. So having those two is actually such a good combination because you will always have something to wear. And the last one, tech or productivity, however you want to call this category. Notion. I love Notion. I plan all of my content in Notion and now I also started tracking my workouts in Notion. I started diving deeper into what Notion can do and what you can do with Notion, and it's just such a good free tool that I think everyone who likes planning and wants to be organized should use. Again, it's free. Try it out. Like I said, the last 3 months of the year are really the productivity era. So we need to be organized for that. Let's go buy some fall decoration, candles, stuff like that. Do I look like a sailor or is it... Oh, I think it looks better like this. Decorating is one of those things that you absolutely do not have to do. However, it does make a subtle difference and it helps you feel more at home. I have been living in my apartment for about a year. It's a bit empty. Every single time I walk in here after being away for a while, I'm like, it's so white, it's so empty. Also, before moving in here, I lived in student dorms and spaces like that where you just don't really have space to decorate. And also you might not want to spend money on decorations, which makes total sense. I have a vision, but I'm not sure it's gonna turn out the way I want it to.